Chairman of the Council, Councilman Chris James out of the 1st Ward, I bring you greetings. My name is Brittany Claybrooks. I serve as a Councilwoman in the 2nd Ward across the way, but we're here to celebrate and commemorate a great life. We do these things in honor of people who have paved the way, and as the youngest councilman or member of the City Council, I'm humbled and honored to be here to welcome you to the street renaming for Councilwoman Sharon Fields. Can we just give it up for a second for that? Absolutely, and because it's hot, I've learned the art of being brief, and so I am going to now introduce to some Councilwoman Alicia Holman, who will be our MC for the afternoon. Brittany, the youngest member on council. I only have you by 5 years. I'm 35.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. First, let me give honor to our Lord and Savior, who is the author and finisher of my faith. It is indeed an honor and a privilege to be here with you today. I would not be anywhere else but to celebrate the life and the legacy that my friend, my former colleague, Councilwoman Sharon Fields, has left in the city of East Orange. She definitely left her footprint in the city. So there's no place else I'd rather be today at this time. I'm just going to offer up some brief remarks from a few people here today, from my guests. First, let me start with Mayor Green. Unfortunately, he had a prior commitment, but he wanted to send his love to the family, his greetings to the family and all of you, and that he's going to miss Sharon. You know, they had a special little friendship there, back and forth, but he's going to miss her and enjoyed serving with Councilwoman Fields. At this time, I'm going to start with our first person, who currently represents the 4th Ward now, which is Honorable Tamika Garrett Ward, for a brief remark. Welcome to the street coordinating of Councilwoman Sharon Fields. Sharon Fields was a pillar in this community. If you attended her funeral, you would have heard the testimony of many of whom testified of how when they were in need, they could call her and she would come through. During the pandemic, I was among council members who were making calls to residents, kind of doing wellness checks. And I called Councilwoman Fields to see if she was okay and if she needed anything, because we were distributing food and to residents. And she said, you know what, I'm okay, but here's who you can get it to. So right away, she just gave me a list of people who would benefit from receiving packages of food during the pandemic. So that just speaks to who she was as a person. She continued doing that even after she was in council, because it was just in her. So with that being said, I would like to call up my co-counsel, Councilman Cata Gomez, Councilman Brittany Claybrooks of the 2nd Ward, Councilman Bert Linnaeus of the 3rd Ward, former Councilman Ramal Bullock of the 2nd Ward. If there's anyone else out here, just and Councilwoman Alicia Holman. If there's anyone else that you step forward, then I can't see you. But I can rest assure you that all of the council members who are here and who Councilman Holt is here in the audience. He's right under the tent there, so we'll stand for him. But I can assure you that everyone who is on council presently and who have served previously on the council truly sends a message of thank you to the family for sharing Councilwoman Sharon Fields with us.
Good afternoon, everyone. Just a couple of words. I didn't even know if I would be able to say anything because I'm going to really miss Sharon. But I'm just glad that this event took place. I want to thank the family. I want to thank Mayor Green, my colleagues, and everyone who took part in allowing this event to happen. All the people that came down to show Sharon love, those people that work with her in the county, just want to thank them because sometimes it's the folks that you don't expect to hear in the war that really deserves it, and I'm of opinion that Sharon is well deserving of this. So thank you, everyone. Appreciate you.
With us, our president of the Board of Education, Ms. Terry Tucker, is here. Of course, you just saw our former councilman Ramal Bullock, who's now our tax assessor, former councilman William Hope, who served with Sharon for many years. Those two were a pistol on the council floor. I'm just going to say that, Councilwoman. We're going to leave it in council chambers. We also have with us today our CFO, Dorothy Gallagher. She's out here somewhere. And next I'm going to bring up I just saw it. We also have today our undersheriff, Amir Jones. Unfortunately, Congressman Payne could not make it here today. We know where his heart is. We know he wanted to be here with us, but he did send a representative on his behalf from his office, and that would be none other than Michael Gray. For a few brief remarks.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Councilwoman Owen. My name is Michael Gray, and I'm here to represent Congressman Donald M. Payne Jr., your humble servant, who could not be here today due to prior obligations in Washington, D.C. to attend this event, this street meeting event of our distinguished leader that contributed immensely to this community, Councilwoman Sharon Fields. Congressman Payne asked me to inform you that he cherishes all the contribution that you brought to this city and to the community at large. We all know that Councilwoman Sharon Fields was a trailblazer. She created a path for so many female elected officials to be in position today. It's a clear indication of what you saw just a few minutes ago of so many distinguished female council members of the great city of East Orange. So I'd just like to conclude by saying to you that 100 years from now, when residents or visitors drive or walk through this street, they will realize that a great woman once lived on this street, that life impacted, that her contribution impacted the life of so many people. So we're very glad for this auspicious occasion, and have a great day.
Thank you, Mr. Gray. I also wanted to recognize our former Director of Health, and she was also our health officer, Ms. Rochelle Evans. Also want to recognize our former Director of Substance Abuse, Veronica Sally.
When I tell you that Councilwoman Phil's touched lives, I really do mean she touched lives. And she will not be forgetting. We also have her friends from the county. I want to recognize them. From Essex County at 50 South Clinton Street, all her friends who came out today. So we appreciate you for showing your love for our girl, for Councilwoman Phil, and she wouldn't have had it no other way, because I know for you to be here, she has impacted and touched you, because that's just who she was. For further remarks, long-time friend, long-time friend, Catherine Willis. And Ms. Willis is also our former director of senior services. And I know she got some stories about her and Sharon, don't she?
Right? You want to start?
Good afternoon. I have many stories about myself and Sharon, but I'm not going to tell. That's our secret.
Speak in the mic. Speak into the mic.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Sharon indeed is a long-time friend. We spent many days and hours together, some sad ones, many good ones. And I'm just so pleased that she lived her life to the fullest. She did for others as she would want them to do for her. She was always there when she was called upon to lend a lending hand, a supportive hand, and to do the things necessary. And as I think about this evening, I'm thinking about the history that is putting forth for the children that will be going to this school and all the other schools in the city of East Orange. We need to recognize our folks that have done as much as Sharon has done in this community and in other communities as well. She started Coast Drive. She supported Haiti when they were in it. And she got people to do things along with her. And as I was thinking about her, and the last time I spoke to her at the hospital, she was in the hospital, she said to me, you know, I'm getting out of here. I'm not staying in this place. And I said, Sharon, please don't sign yourself out. Let them discharge you the proper way. She said, I'll think about it. And that's the last thing I remember her saying to me, was that she would think about it. So as I was thinking about what could I say to a friend, I watched her with her three gems, Nicole, Fallon, and Skylar, and how she loved and treated each of them really, really special. Because you all work her hard. And that's all she would say. I got to do this now. Skylar's doing this. And did you know Nicole is doing so-and-so and so? And so it was wonderful watching her give that motherly love to all three of those young ladies. And as I was thinking about what I was going to say today, I said, you know, S is for sharp and always a servant, and that was Sharon. H is for heroic, stepping out to help others. A is for alluring, drawing people in. R is for reflective and always thoughtful. O is for obliging, accommodating towards people. And N is for nurturing, bringing out the very best in people. Put it all together, and that spells Sharon. And praise God for the naming of this street, South Lake Larry, to be the Sharon Fields Way. God bless you.
I also wanted to bring up brief comments. He is the acting mayor of the city, but in official capacity, he is our business administrator, Solomon Steplight. I did not know he had words on behalf of the mayor. So, Solomon Steplight.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Better? Hope everyone's staying cool today. My name is Solomon Stepflight. I'm the city administrator, and I'm here on behalf of the mayor just to acknowledge this special occasion and to acknowledge the importance of it. I didn't have the opportunity to meet Ms. Fields, but I see a lot of special people who are special to her, who are important to me in the city here. So I wanted to take this time to acknowledge you and acknowledge this special occasion. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Stepflight. I also want to take a moment. She has one daughter or two granddaughters, but you know, Sharon, or Mother Teresa as we called her, was a mother to a lot of folks. A mother to people in the police department that she met through her daughter, Nicole. She just reached out and stretched her arms out to so many people and gave what we call her genuine love, a helping hand to anyone who needed it. And she was so proud of her granddaughters, always talking about her granddaughters, always talking about Nicole and where they were going and what they were doing. And, you know, we're just all going to miss her. But at this time, and I'm just so proud of this young lady myself, when Sharon would send me her things of what she's doing. If it wasn't Sharon, it was Nicole. So keeping up with you through Facebook and through your mama and your grandmare, I knew all about you, and I'm just so proud of you. And to venture out and go so far away from home. But at this time, I'd like to welcome her youngest daughter, Skylar Austin, to say a few words.
Hi, everybody. They say legends never die, so this means my grandmother is immortal. They say one's success is measured by how many lives they can impact, so this means my grandmother is successful beyond measure. They say leaders have the gift to lead from any position, so this means my grandmother was a true spark to the city. We wish she was here to smell the roses we are now throwing at her feet, but I know she would be happy that her legacy will continue to resonate throughout the city she made her home. We are honored that the street in which her house sits will forever be a landmark in her legacy, but her legacy does not stop here. Let the many memories and good she has done continue, and also let this be a lesson to cherish those who are selfless and to go above and beyond, because sometimes time isn't forgiving. And I believe my godmother, Sheila Oliver, said it best at the funeral. What hurt my grandmother the most is that she was always there when anyone called her. But when she needed those same people, they weren't reachable or there for her. So remember our loving grandmother and my mom's mom, Sharon Fields. When you feel sad or weary, think of the time she cussed you out and told you to get your shit together, because she wouldn't want it any other way. Thank you.
And you ain't never lied, Sky. She knew how to touch you. She knew how to touch you and call you later and say, "Oh, hey girl, what's going on?" It's like it never happened. But that was the beauty of Sharon, and you know, nobody did it better than her. Nobody did it better than her. So at this time, we're going to have the unveiling of this magnificent sign. Couldn't honor her in no other better way, but by naming the street after her. So at this time, who's going to take charge of? I'm going to call the family up first and foremost to grab the string. And Nicole, whoever else you would like to have, please note them to come on up at this time. This would be the family and whoever Nicole is designated. Public Works, we need your assistance. Where are you? Excuse me.
Excuse me, y'all. Can y'all?
And let me say, you want to see Sharon and these three young ladies and everything that they do. Because if Fallon ain't Sharon Fields right now with her fans, because that would be her, you are going to see her in them always.
so nice. Thank you.
We do. It's over here.
Yeah, can we?
No,